Welcome Hurricanes fans around the world, and I am excited today to kick off a new series called Player Spotlight. And what I'm going to do is each week I'm going to select a Miami Hurricanes player, and I'm going to give you guys some background on that player, kind of let you know, we kind of get to know them a little bit, go over some stats, maybe from the last season if they've played already, and kind of just what to expect from them in the coming season. So for this episode, our very first episode of Player Spotlight, today we will be featuring Travis Homer. Now, to kick off this very first episode, I want to give you some background info on Travis Homer. Now, Travis Homer signed with Miami back in 2016. He was rated as a 4-star prospect by ESPN, Scout, and 24/7 Sports, and received a 3-star ranking from Rivals. Homer graduated from Oxbridge Academy, which is located in West Palm Beach, Florida, where he rushed for 3,200 yards, totaling 50 touchdowns. Homer chose Miami over offers from hold on a second. You guys know who I'm talking about. Auburn, Florida, and Florida State. Now, in Homer's freshman season in 2016, he was considered one of Miami's top contributors on special teams. Now, he, of course, was recruited as a running back, but here at the U, you have to earn that starting position, and that usually a lot of times starts with special teams play. Homer had 8 tackles on special teams, 5 of them were solo, and 1 fumble recovery. He did get some carries throughout the season, but they totaled under 50 yards. Now, moving on, let's skip ahead to the 2017 season. Homer is now a sophomore, and he comes in, again, ready to put in some work, just like last season. The guy is a really hard worker. He was Miami's number 2 back behind Mark Walton. Now, Mark Walton and Homer were a good 1-2 punch, I think, with Walton getting the bulk of the carries and Homer coming in as a relief back when needed. Even as the number 2 back, Homer rushed for over 100 yards in Miami's opener against Bethune-Cookman. Now, skip ahead even more in the 2017 season to October 7th to the FSU game. Now, again, this is a game that none of us will forget, but also keep in mind that Mark Walton injured his right ankle during this game late in the game, and it actually ended up ending his college career. I mean, he did not play another college game after this. Now, Homer, the guy who has been, the number 2 relief guy and mostly starting on special teams, has gone from that to from the relief guy to the guy. Numero uno, the starter, the starting running back for the Miami Hurricanes. And Homer made his first career start, the first game that he was the guy, against Georgia Tech on October 14th. And he showed us all, Miami fans and those Georgia Tech fans, that he was ready to take on the starting role. He finished this game with 170 rushing yards on 20 carries and 2 touchdowns, which I must say for your first game as the starter is quite impressive. Travis Homer went on to finish the 2017 season last year with 966 rushing yards on 163 carries, totaling 8 touchdowns. He also gained an additional 219 yards on 18 receptions. He does seem to actually have some pretty sure hands as well, especially compared to some of the other wide receiver play that we had in the 2017 season. I mean, let's be real. We had a lot of drop balls last season. And Homer was thrown into a position that, honestly, I feel like he was ready for. He was putting in the work when he wasn't the starter and on special teams, and it paid off. Homer was also the first player, keep in mind, to get the turnover chain. I know that sounds crazy. Some of you guys are scratching your head thinking, how does an offensive, what? He did it. He did it. Homer was the first person on the offense to get the turnover chain. Now coming up with this new, hopeful 2018 season ahead of us, with Walton now gone and a lot of fresh talent on campus at the running back position, that position is deeper than it's been in a long time at Miami. And I feel like Travis Homer is poised, focused, and ready to contribute a lot to our running game in this coming season. Homer is the perfect example of showing that hard work and dedication do pay off. Because you never know when your number might get called when that first or second string guy goes down. You have to be prepared and ready for that. A lot of guys I know in that number, especially number 3 and number 4 slot, that just feel like, you know, hey, my number is not going to get called till a couple years down the road, if at all, and they really don't put in that work. And I feel like that Homer just knew, you know, that at some point it was going to be his time, and he was going to put in that work from the get-go. And because of that, I feel like my man Travis Homer is a true Miami Hurricane. He had offers from some other really big schools, but he chose to go to the U. So Travis Homer, you are the featured player in this episode of Player Spotlight. I'm excited to see what 2018 has in store for you at Miami. And hopefully, I hope you guys like this new series, Player Spotlight. I'll work on expanding this series and kind of getting more information and making them bigger and better. We have spoken to REALUS George on the phone earlier this season, or earlier this off season. So hopefully maybe we can get some of these featured spotlight players on the phone and maybe talk to them a little bit. You know, I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying we might have a little something coming up soon. You know, so I hope that you guys like this. Leave a comment down in the comment section below, just talking about maybe what you like about Travis Homer, maybe what you kind of think he will achieve in this upcoming 2018 season, and just thank him for just being a Miami Hurricane, because I feel like he's a cane through and through, and he's just a super nice guy, which is why I chose him as our first player in the Player Spotlight video. But remember, guys, if you haven't subscribed, during the regular season, we do live streams during the games, and I'm going to be giving away lots of prizes and things, giving back to you guys, to my Hurricanes family. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. Also, I'm going to be dropping another new rap video about the Miami Hurricanes. I have 2 of them in the past. Check them out if you haven't. I've got the turnover chain rap and an FSU diss track. But new one dropping soon. If we get this channel to 3,000 subs, I will drop that video. So tell your mom about the channel, tell your brother about the channel, tell your cat about the channel. Just let everyone know to subscribe to the channel. We get to that 3,000 subs, I'll drop the rap video. But remember, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. College football vids, peace out, guys.